In this video, we will be looking at when Tom Brady bullied Ray Lewis and almost got away with it. Let's start the video.
Couple of kneel downs and New England's on its way to 3-1.
This is Tom Brady, and he just lit up a Ravens defense that was led by Ray Lewis in Week 4 of the 2009 NFL season. This is actually their third matchup against each other. The first two went, well, exactly like this one. Tom Brady bullying Ray Lewis and having no problem getting the wins. Despite this rivalry being completely one-sided, Ray Lewis was playing nothing less than extraordinary. With no exaggeration, Ray Lewis was literally a walking Hall of Famer at this point in his career. Although, Tom Brady had no problem walking all over Ray Lewis and the Ravens. The fourth matchup between the two was set to take place in the divisional round of the playoffs the very same season. The Ravens defense was a full-fledged powerhouse. That season, the Ravens only gave up 16 points per game, although so were the Patriots and Tom Brady. That season, the Patriots had a top 5 defense and a top 6 offense. Along with that, Tom Brady won Comeback Player of the Year. Just like the first 3 matchups, Tom Brady was ready to dominate Ray Lewis and the Ravens yet again.
Patriots allowed all season a 50-yarder. And he gets the first handle. He's got a big one going here. It's Ray Rice in a foot race with Merriweather trying to get to him in time, and he won't get there. And again, quick pressure. It's Ray Lewis. So on a new set of downs, Brady turns around and avoids yet another. It's Rice. Now throws it in zone, and it is caught for a touchdown. On second and goal, Brady wins it. Caught.
It finally happened. In their fourth matchup, when it mattered the most, Ray Lewis finally beat Tom Brady. Along with that, for the first time in his entire career, Tom Brady was sent home in the first game of the playoffs. Tom Brady had never faced a beating this bad in the playoffs ever. Although, this is Tom Brady we're talking about, the man that forgets nothing. Tom Brady wanted to go out and get his revenge, and he did exactly that. The very next season, Tom Brady beat Ray Lewis 23-20. Then, the very next season after that, Tom Brady beat Ray Lewis again, this time in the AFC Championship, sending Ray Lewis home. It looked like the battle between the two greats was over. Not only did Tom Brady get Ray Lewis back for that playoffs loss, but Ray Lewis's age was catching up to him. He hadn't officially announced it, but everyone knew that the 2012 NFL season was going to be his last. The ultimate goal for him and the Ravens was to finish on top of the football world and win the Super Bowl. They went straight to work. By the end of the season, the Ravens rallied their way to the playoffs, but he did announce his official retirement. The Ravens had one goal: to win a Super Bowl and let Ray Lewis ride out in the sunset. That goal was coming to real life as they made it all the way to the AFC Championship, beating the Colts and the Broncos. They were so close to the Super Bowl. Ray Lewis was almost to the finish line, but one man stood in his way: Tom Brady. It seemed fitting that their last matchup was in the AFC Championship for all the marbles. The Ravens were not all that great, and it seemed like they were only riding on the momentum of Ray Lewis. The Patriots that season were nothing less than great. Tom Brady led the #1 offense in the entire NFL. Along with that, Tom Brady was out for revenge. Early that season, the Ravens narrowly walked away with a win over the Patriots. It is safe to say that he hadn't forgot about that loss that was in Week 3 of that same season. Adding even more on top of that, it seemed like the first time in a long time, the Ravens did not have a great defense. From 2008 to 2012, this was their defensive ranks. By far, 2012 was their worst defense. This was Ray Lewis's most important game of his entire career against the toughest team he had ever faced. led by the man who beat him time and time again. The odds were stacked against Ray Lewis. There was almost no chance they would win.
The backfield, Ridley gets the start and the first handle, then he hops ahead for about 5. Kruger sent Dixon in motion, down to the ground, and it's Rice cutting outside, and Rice is in! Brady fires it, he's got it! Brady's going to run with it. Trying to take it in, take the lead. Flacco throws, got his man! Is an incomplete. Breaks it down to the 22. Brady throws and he's inside of the end zone. Gary Williams ices it, and Baltimore is heading to New Orleans.
Not only did Ray Lewis beat Tom Brady and advance to the Super Bowl, but they actually ended up winning it. Ray Lewis retired on top, beating Tom Brady when it mattered the most. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe while you were down there. Alright, I'll see you guys next time.